Thank you very much. So I know that you've done a lot of work around urban density in Auckland,
Yes.
and while Auckland is not the same, but I'm guessing that the problems of Auckland are similar to the problems of other big cities like, I don't know, Sydney or Melbourne or
Absolutely.
Vancouver.
For a very long time.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about what are the problems in Auckland? I mean, to the extent that some of the people listening to this will be studying this at Auckland. What are the problems in Auckland? What are we doing or not doing? What do you think we should be doing? Based on your work. Go ahead.
So historically, Auckland made it difficult to supply housing, and this coincided with rapid increases in house prices as well as rents. There's other signals out there that indicated that there was insufficient supply. So if you looked at, say, the number of adults as a relative to the number of dwellings, that was increasing over time. So what this means is that you had more people crammed into fewer homes. So what does this look like in practice? It might mean adult children living with their parents for longer. It might mean young professionals flatting together, and one, sharing a house amongst them. It might mean other households bringing in boarders, right? But the basic idea is that you have more people in fewer houses than compared to previous points in history, and that the ratio of adults to houses was increasing year on year over the past 2 decades, right up until about 2018. And between the 2018 and 2023 censuses, we actually saw the first decline in that ratio, the number of adults relative to the number of dwellings. And that's highly likely. The reason for that is that Auckland reformed its regulations about how housing can be built in 2016. There was a massive construction boom that followed that. And so what we've seen happen in Auckland is that we have a lot more medium and high density housing in residential areas. There's also been a lot of greenfield development as well, like the urban suburban fringes. But in essence, we've had a construction boom that was brought on by regulatory changes. I should also mention that those regulatory changes also benefited and assisted our state developer, Kāinga Ora, to produce more houses as well. Some of that's public housing, some of it is affordable housing, and some of that is actually sold at market prices. But the state developer actually benefited tremendously. They could fit more dwellings on the land it already owned because of that, those zoning reforms that enabled, apartment buildings and terraced houses and row houses and townhouses to be built in locations that they previously couldn't be built.
So, out of curiosity, when you say state developers, you're talking about the city council or the government, is that right? Or
that's right. Yes. So state developers, the big one in New Zealand is Kāinga Ora, which used to be Housing New Zealand. There are other state-run developers that are often organisations run and controlled by council in conjunction with central government. So there are a few that operated in Auckland, but essentially these are state-run developers that are providing a variety of services there and goods. They're either providing public housing directly, so this is subsidised rents to low-income families, where the state developer owns, often is within the same organisation, and owns the dwelling. Kāinga Ora also runs KiwiBuild, which was the affordable housing program where first-time home buyers below a certain income threshold could purchase houses at a discounted price. And they also produce market housing as well, where they sell to the market at market prices, often within the same development as well. So you'll see these big Kāinga Ora developments, say in Northcote is a great example of one where the old state houses, which were very low density, small houses on huge plots of land, were removed and have been replaced by large apartment buildings, row houses, terraced houses, and so forth.
So one question I want to ask you is the state agencies the best people to do this, or should this be privatized and maybe the state should subsidize, or no? Where do you stand on this?
My view is that the problem has become so bad, so severe and pervasive for so long that the market should be allowed to contribute to the solution, and the state should be contributing to the solution as well. Housing unaffordability leads to an array of social and economic problems, right? So in terms of the social problems, homelessness, housing insecurity, and then there's the fact that a lot of households are just scraping by when it comes to after they've paid the rent or the mortgage each week. They don't have much disposable income left over for an unexpected event, and they don't have disposable income to spend back in the economy as well, right? If it's going to a huge proportion of your income is going to the rent or to the mortgage each week.